Mink got up one morning from his cave in the forest, and he was wishing for seafood. So he came down, and the tide was really low when he got down to the seashore. So he went way down the beach. He likes to eat crabs and little minnows. He sat down there and he was looking in the water, and he looked out in the ocean, and all of a sudden he saw these beautiful women doing a dance in the water. As the water goes around and around like this, the kelp look like they're dancing, and they got long, beautiful hair. So Mink was staring at them for a long time, and he picked out one that he really liked, and he thought, I think I'll go out there and make friends with them. So he swam out there and he started talking to all of them in general. Oh, what a beautiful day, and the water is so nice and warm. And they said yes, and they kept on their dancing and their giggling, and he got closer and closer to one of them, and he said, Kelp, your hair is so pretty. How did you get it to look so nice? Oh, it just grew that way, and the water keeps it flowing like that, glistening. After he spoke to her for a while, he said, Kelp, would you like to marry me? And Kelp said, no, Mink, I don't think so. And he said, why? Why don't you want to marry me? I would like to marry you. You're so beautiful. And Kelp said, no, because when the tide goes in, right now it's really low, you can see us all dancing here. But when the tide goes in, we're way underwater, and you wouldn't be able to stay with me. And Mink said, that's fine. When the tide goes way in there, he said, I could just hang on to you, and then every once in a while I'll go up for air and come down. And Kelp said, no, I don't think so. You know, when the winds come, and there's big whitecaps, sometimes there's big logs that come rolling in with the big waves. On your way up, one might hit you on the head and kill you. And Mink said, I got two good eyes. I'll always watch, he said. He had an explanation for everything. So Kelp said, okay, we'll see what happens. They invited all the sea creatures to their wedding. The day came, and this wedding was so big, from the biggest fish to the smallest clam in the ocean. They all came. So Mink was very, very happy. The oceans were calm, the sun was shining, and he did what he said he would do. When the tide went in, he would come up for air, then he would go down and hold his breath, and he was very ambitious about that. Then one day the big wind came. The big rollers were there, and he was watching. He was very cautious. He'd look up, and you could see the logs when they were coming, and he tried to miss them. But he was very tired from going up and down trying to get air. He went up once too often, didn't see what was coming, and the log hit him right on the head, and it knocked him right out, and he started to float towards the shore. I guess the tide was quite high, and when the tide went down again, there he was laying on the beach, and the flies were all around him. They don't know how many hours he'd been there. And the little children were skipping along the beach, throwing rocks, and one of them said, Mink! Everybody look at Mink! he must be dead, because the flies are all around his face and his hair and everywhere. The sand was just thick in his head. And all of a sudden, because of all the crying and excitement, they woke Mink up. "Who's dead?" he said. "Who's dead?" "It's not me. I'm okay." And he spit all the sand out and chased the flies away. He got up and he ran back into the forest where he's supposed to be. Hamku islok, hamku imat. Wat ko kakam kay kajikui. Itok na kusos na tlakok kay tat kajiskui. Kwetso emma siya ko kakamot kay. Mamat ko gutrekh ay mamkutasi na kwakune. Kotas jaka ko namtlo je ho nagapti. Chichi legim ko. So huns kwas ajumist makenit tlak tiken. Ho ut pap kotas. Jaka ko nethepe pa ho ko ajumish mot. Koin igathan nishim tche hotam kwekwas hot kwa. Heko kon nun peganams. Nishim tho mai kwasot lujeo. Ajumish nagapti thomet stepe pa. Kwekwas hustan tho huns istok mat. Mot kuna nin chim hot ko. Na meit kon kai hot ko thesat hot ko huwate ganas kai kwekwas tigit. Ko non pegan koin igagait ngamaliethas hot ko. Chim kwaigan gamaliethaf kumt nat ko. Koin hua hot ko kumt. Ot na tlakok thot kai ne aus kutlap huktsam thiethot knish tlakas. Hua hot ko kai. Ot so tlakok na tatam so kshiet. Hotam kshini na. Hesam kshin so mam. Hotam haket kshiet kochin happy. Klap klaisa metam negi hot ko. Koch ut non peganam kumt. Koin hua hot ko. Koin hu chesi malish. Ot ko saik puho me kach mot uktam jejiam koko. Iyot hot ko kai. Jinsam paitam kunethot iyot kaukawum. Papkutam koko. Koslai. Egut hot ko na kumt. Yesla tegas uktam jen haa. Uktam netlames kutlap yesla tegas ko ti parlach. Sna maliehet. Kotas ko imot koigans kaich maliehutan. Nam ogut kothot os. Ko chitim ukwarla. So sheti. Nekshin haket ko happy kaji. Huko koko si kok sai puhom. Huko Tit ho na mot. Hot gut na mas happy kai kok ti jeje hukonetes. Titem kat hoal. Hot gut jet so das sheti. Pak kon kujen hot gut nam kai kun pat shefot ho kai kuna se thota nes kuna koslai ho kakasot kaji. Ho kaksem kakchi chui. Kakau chenam kuk squak thet kam squak kai hajis. Kuno huegas kai o kut gi kai kai. Ho squat jemot. Klot kwet kai kuk chi chui. Jai squak tho jeju klichim tautegas lachet. Pitchim kai han kut like chi chui. Gat kakai huchinis. Tlach kwa kuna kahwa hoim ne ho mot kuna thorfens. Jet thok thichim kuna slames. Hoi thok wet niji kaji hananam kotlanam. Hamku e tlok, hamku e mat